We're not judging anyone over here. My hair looks stupid, I get it. Makeup looks good, so that's all that matters really. So, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a quick Q&A. This Q&A is going to cover pretty much any questions that anyone had that they wanted to ask me. I made a post on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, so I'll insert my handle here. But I did ask a couple months ago to ask me questions or send in questions that you may have for me. It could be about life, Air Force, anything. So I asked a couple months ago, and it has been a couple months, and I apologize for the wait if you were actually waiting for my response. Life, y'all, life. If you guys see me referencing these index cards, that is what I am looking at. I'm looking at the questions that I was asked on Instagram. So the first question is, how do you like the Air Force? I love the Air Force. Yeah. No, I do though. I really do love being a part of the Air Force. The Air Force has been nothing but gracious to me. I will go ahead and add that with any job, there are ups and downs, pros and cons, whatever you want to say, that come along with the territory. There have definitely been more downs here recently within my personal experience, but that's just life. That's not anything really pertaining to the Air Force necessarily. That's just life. And so I've been dealing with those, but overall, I love being a part of the Air Force. Being a part of the Air Force, I definitely do feel like I am making a difference. So I like being in the Air Force. Next question, is the Air Force what I thought it would be? Honestly, this is a interesting question because what I thought about the military years ago, and I'm saying prior to me joining Army ROTC in high school, I really didn't have a huge perspective on the military. I just knew that the military is where you could make a difference, and I knew that the military had a really positive reputation, well, from my experiences anyway. So the military had a really positive reputation. You know, people view service members in a different light, you know, respect, honor, all of these positive words are connected to the military. And I wanted to be a part of that. And I wanted to meet people, I wanted to travel, I wanted to just explore the world. And not saying that the military is like completely, oh, this and that, but there are definitely opportunities to do all of that. So as far as what I thought the Air Force would be, I definitely will say yes, it is what I thought it would be. Didn't really know what it would be like. I just kind of, you know, experienced it like everyone else. Also, this goes back to my BMT series videos. That's why I created them, because before I joined, I was searching and watching so many people on YouTube. I wanted to know their experience. I wanted to know what it was like. There are ways that you can be more informed about certain things, but as far as just experiencing it yourself, there's nothing like it. Next question. Do you like your AFSC? Would you change it? So if you do not know what AFSC is, that is your Air Force specialty code, aka job. Do I like my job? Yes, I do like my job. Now I can say, prior to actually going to basic and things like that, I had so many question marks like everywhere in my head, because I was like, oh my god, like, what kind of job is this, and da da da, and all I could think of, or all I could find on public health, which is my AFSC, if you do not know. My AFSC, by the way, is public health 4E0X1, or right now 4E5X1, so I'm a 5 level now, y'all. Anyway, but all I could find on the internet about public health within the Air Force was food inspector, and that's all that I could think about is, I'm gonna be inspecting food all day, like, and I'm saying this now because it's what I thought. I was like, I'm gonna be inspecting food all day? That doesn't sound very enjoyable, but obviously now, having experienced the job, that's not what we do. We do a lot. If you are a service member and you are in the Air Force or whatever, give public health kudos, because we do a lot. Now, I could definitely see why people would think like, oh, y'all don't do a lot. All y'all do is inspect food, because that is literally what the internet says, and that's probably public knowledge, but we do a lot. And I want to just shine light on public health for all of the amazing things that we do. Everyone serves very vital roles, you know, no matter what you do, but we really do, and I don't feel like people quite understand all of the work that we do. Some of the things that we do deal with on a daily basis is COVID-19. We did a lot of work, and I know that I talked to so many people during COVID, especially during the spikes, but I think like that's a very vital role, trying to like close contact trace and understand maybe where COVID is starting or where it's, you know, peaking, things like that. It's very important. We also deal with STIs. We interview personnel about STIs and things like that. And again, it's all about breaking the chain of infection. That's our overall goal. Anything that we do, we are doing it for a reason, or it serves a really important purpose. We do inspect food facilities. That's important. Who wants to be eating outdated food? Who wants to be eating food that's not properly prepared? Who wants to eat food that is not being stored properly? Like, these are all important things we have to eat. Yeah, we clear deployers. Like, we do so much. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Now, as far as changing my AFSC, I can't really answer that. I'm pretty happy with where I am. I don't know what it would be like within another AFSC, so I don't know if I would change it or not. How do you persevere? Now, I'm gonna skip this question and come back, because that's gonna deal with something else later on that I want to share with you all. Next question: how's military life treating you? Do you see yourself in it 10 years from now? Military life is treating me well. Like I said, there's ups and downs, but that's with every job. And do I see myself in the military 10 years from now? 10 years from now, I would be almost 40. Honestly, I don't know. And that's one of those things. It's like life steers you in different paths, and sometimes you don't know that you're going to go down a path until you're on it. So I really do not know if I would still be in the military 10 years from now. It just depends. I want to start a family. I want to do a lot of different things. Yeah, I don't know if I'll still be in 10 years from now. There are different restraints that you do also have to consider when you are gonna be in for a lengthy amount of time. Next question, which I got a comment on one of my videos. The wording was a little different, so I didn't know what the person was trying to insinuate, so I did not answer it. And it was, is there a lot of sexual assault and harassment on Air Force bases? It kind of threw me for a loop just based on the wording. I want to go ahead and say that sexual harassment and sexual assault do not just have one place that they exist. And I also want to say that Air Force bases are not the only place. Maybe the reason the person asked it that way is because I am in the Air Force. Not sure, but I just want to go ahead and say that. So to answer your question, sexual assault, sexual harassment exists everywhere, not just within the Air Force, or not just within a specific branch of service. I would also like to add to that, I have not experienced sexual assault or sexual harassment while being associated with the military or the Air Force. Advice to anyone joining the Air Force. So my best advice on joining the Air Force or pursuing any goal in life is to just set your goal, right? Whatever that may be, and set your intentions for that goal. And when I say set your intentions, that means set up a plan, have a, you know, idea on how you want to achieve that goal, or however you want to meet that goal, and maintain optimism. Maintaining optimism has probably been my lifesaver in so many of the situations or downs that I have experienced thus far. Is just maintaining that optimism. It's very difficult. I'm not gonna say I'm the best at it all the time, because I'm definitely not. It's easy to just kind of ride that pity pony. Is that even how you say that? Pity pony? Anyway, it's easy to just get down in a rut and think like, oh no, the world's out to get me and life sucks and, you know, I just didn't do anything right, whatever. But maintaining optimism is very important in achieving anything, especially being successful in anything. So I definitely want to stress that. Try your hardest to maintain optimism in spite of any hardship that may come your way. My last piece of advice is to acknowledge your journey. When I say acknowledge your journey, I mean acknowledge how far you have came. There are so many people, believe it or not, that would want to be in your place or are thriving to be in the place that you are right now. It's so important to remember that. I do this to myself all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm basically 30 and I have not done this or I've not done that. And it's just like, why do that to myself? It's so frustrating, and I shouldn't do that to myself. So just acknowledge your journey, be proud of where you are, and really embrace the moments that you share that are now. You know, don't be worried too much about the future, because sometimes that's doing more harm than good. It's not worth it. Going back to how do you persevere. So I wanted to save this for last. Maintaining that optimism is how I persevere. I went through a very difficult past week. I thought that I just basically sucked, and I had to really talk to people who reminded me that I don't suck, that I am a very intelligent person, and that I can do anything that my mind is set to. We all stumble and we all fall sometimes, and that's okay. That just is a reminder that we're human, we're not perfect. So I just kind of wanted to bring that back to you guys. Just be positive. Think about all the things that you've done. Think about all the things that you're going to do. And think about, if you are in a difficult situation, try to remember that there are ways to change it as long as you're willing to do so. That is pretty much all that I have for this video. I hope there was something that you guys took away from this video. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.